On that note.
He is.
Live from New York. It's the show that's wishing you a happy Friday wherever you are. It's
the
special episode of First Things
The
First.
eve of, for my money, the best sports weekend of the year every year. Divisional round playoff weekend with the College Football National Championship as a little dessert on Monday night.
That is like a little dessert.
It is my favorite sports weekend of the year.
Some people might argue March Madness,
but
opening weekend.
That is a good one.
That's up
there. Masters weekend for some, I get it. But of all the NFL playoff weekends, this is my favorite one. I'm a little annoyed at the coaching news taking up so much of the news this week when we have these four great games. Best sports weekend of the year, for my money, is
Well, look, if it's anything like opening weekend of the playoffs, which was fantastic.
Unreal.
Thank you. I was saying that, and you guys were making fun of me.
Well, you tweeted it. You don't have to tweet it.
You weren't
You're
saying
saying
it until you were
see it.
tweeting, what a great game.
It was
3 for
great
3.
game. We're starting with Broncos-Bills Saturday afternoon. Broncos will get after Josh, but bad news, Broncos fans. Look who's excellent under pressure. Highest passer rating under pressure in the last 10 years of postseason play. Josh's game in Jacksonville was 4th best ever. So who do you trust more, Josh Allen?
That's a hell of a list.
It's pretty good, right?
It is a heck of a
Patrick Mahomes a couple times and Jaquaski Tard. Wow.
Who do you trust more, Josh Allen or this Broncos defense?
Give me Josh Allen all day, all night. He's a playoff performer. I mean, was that playoffs or that was just?
That was the highest single playoff games. That was his game against Jacksonville.
Last 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he is fantastic in the playoffs. As great as he is in the regular season, he ratchets it up in the playoffs, which is impressive because even a lot of great quarterbacks haven't done that. Even ones that aren't known for struggling in the playoffs, they still may not play as well in the playoffs. A lot of people say being clutch is in the playoffs or the big moments, you can perform as well as you do in the regular season. Just as well, because the competition is better, the stakes are higher. If you can actually go to another level, that's impressive and unique. And look at his numbers when it comes to the postseason. He improves in everything and declines in nothing. Touchdown percentage, he essentially stays even. Yards per attempt, but yards total, interception percentage, which is really impressive, drops in these huge games. Completion percentage, passer rating. He's 5th all time in postseason passer rating. So for a guy that his passer rating generally isn't incredibly high in the regular season, for him to do that in the playoffs. And also, look, Denver's defense is very good. Obviously, there's 68 sacks this year. They are a tremendous defense. I'm not trying to say they aren't, but they can be gotten.
Yes.
Jacksonville, 34 points. Green Bay, 26 points. Indianapolis with Daniel Jones, 29 points. The Giants, maybe they took them lightly, but 32 points with Jackson Dart. Washington with Marcus Mariota gets 26 points. So I just think that, and finally, last year, when Denver's defense was great then. They were 3rd, I believe, in points allowed per game. And Josh Allen and the Bills go and put 31 on them.
Spotted them a 7-0 lead and then scored 31 straight.
So I'm trusting Josh Allen.
So I also trust Josh Allen more. His playoff numbers are interesting because there's no spot where they're bad, but where he is the greatest wild card weekend quarterback ever. And then he's quite good, even though he doesn't have a great record, because that's all Mahomes stuff, in the next 2 rounds. If you look at his playoff stats with it split, wild card weekend, 16 touchdowns, 2 picks, 114 rating. Divisional round conference championship, again, I'm not going to hold the win-loss record against him too much, because really only the Bengals divisional round game 3 years ago was he bad in. He's been somewhere from good to excellent.
He was great in some of the losses.
Right, particularly, obviously, the 13 seconds game. But 10 touchdowns, 2 picks, passer rating drops. And this round, he has the 13 seconds game. And then other than that, a win against Baltimore where the offense scores 1 touchdown. He has 200 yards passing. The bad Cincinnati game. Last year in this round against Baltimore, he passed for 127. And ran 10 times for 20 yards. So, he has not been prolific in this round, but I trust him, and this is where I want Bills fans, we can unite on this front.
Have you been accepted into the Bills?
I do have to say,
thawing?
they are, when people say they're great fans, and I have poked fun at times, they are certainly some of the kinder, more welcoming of all the NFL fan bases.
Yes.
And they don't have a lot of vindictiveness. There's not a lot of that. And so I don't know if I'll ever be welcome to it, but they don't, I think, hate me the way maybe other fan bases would have if my team and their team had this half-decade rivalry. But these are the moments where guys with all-time great skill sets can start to become all-time greats. These are the moments where guys who we think have legendary talent can start to become legends. When you're on the road, you're a little banged up. You might not have the better team, but you know what? It's close enough, and I got you guys. Mm-hmm. And that is what I expect to see from Josh Allen this weekend. It is unfair for me to say I expect him to do that in 4 consecutive rounds. For them to win the Super Bowl, I think he's going to have to be very good in every single game. But one of these games, he's going to need, wow, that was the James Cook game, or wow, the defense forces a pick 6. I don't think he's going to be able to, go solo through 4 rounds of the playoffs, because it does only get harder. But what you saw last week was his first semi-legendary playoff moment in a win. That he doesn't have any other. All of the great Josh Allen playoff stuff that we talk about has come in games like moments, games he lost. Last week's drive against the Jags, it's not legendary, it's wild card round against Jags, but it could be the start of a story. And I think he continues that story this weekend. And in part because of what you were saying, Brew, I don't think, KW, the Broncos defense is as good right now as it was late October. I still think it's very good, but I think that
the bulk, maybe 60 or more % of their sacks happened prior to that.
I think it started fading a bit last year, at the end of last season as well. I don't mean it was great at the beginning of this year, but I'm just saying it was really good last year, and then I thought it faded a little bit toward the end.
If Josh Allen
saw in the playoff game
wins this game, we kick around hey, did this team get exposed? That Jacksonville against the Broncos game will be the Broncos defense got exposed.
See, can I push back on that for a second?
If he has his way, not if it's
right, or it might mean that despite going 12-5 this year, the Bills were better than some people gave them credit for. The Bills, Josh Allen playing a great game and the Bills scoring 30 points does not necessarily have to mean that the Broncos were defensive frauds. It might mean that there has been an underrating in some quarters of the Buffalo Bills.
30 points is a lot. If you're third in points and second in yards.
I mean, the Bills average 28 points per game.
I think exposed would be too much. But it would be, if they give up 30, I don't think it'll be 31-7 like last year.
No.
But if they give up 30 and it's not that close, 30-17, 31-17,
can't give up 30
like
points
that,
at home.
That would be a bit alarming.
I don't think they're going to score 30. I just said that because the Bills average 28.5.
Yeah, they're one of the top.
So I mean that's right around that would be their season average. I think that the Bills offense is going to have enough success against the Broncos defense that the Broncos offense is going to have to go out there and match points for a bit. And I don't know if they're built to do that.
Run the ball. Sean Payton was I'm going to write on my note card, run the ball.
It's going to be interesting. If they can run the ball.
It did feel like Jacksonville got away from that. They were averaging 7 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Nuts.
And they stopped running.
All right, Texans-Patriots Sunday afternoon. Texans defense excellent, and Drake May well aware. This is a question about guarantees. We'll go around the table to see if anybody is willing to go there. Brew, we can start with you. Are you willing to guarantee that the number 2 seeded Patriots will beat the Texans?
No.
Okay. That's one no.
Yeah.
Are you willing to guarantee it, Nick?
Guarantee it.
A guarantee. You can bet something on it if you like.
Yeah, I might have the Patriots in
out.
Nick's picks today, and that's not just them to win. That's them -3. But guarantee it?
Yeah, guarantee it.
I will not.
Okay. I have great news for everybody. And if you want to offer up some potential bets, I'm all ears. I'm willing to guarantee a Patriots victory. Because I was a little bit nervous.
Great.
I was a little bit nervous about the Texans defense. They are a great defense. And I don't just want to be, a Patriots fan. And then I realized, aren't we a great offense? Don't we have the MVP, potentially, at quarterback? Shouldn't they be the ones worried about us? Isn't it going to be cold in New England? Aren't we favored? Hasn't the Houston Texans have never gotten out of this round? They beat up on an overmatched quarterback, Flacco or Herbert or Rodgers, and then they get to the next round, Mahomes and Lamar, and then they lose. And that was what probably will happen in New England.
Probably. No problem.
I apologize.
No problem.
I apologize for a measured response. I meant guaranteed. And it goes back to, we already beat the #1 defense in the league. The famous, I'm worried about him, but I also don't think it matters, Browns game when Myles Garrett had a bunch of sacks on Drake May. This was Drake versus the Browns, week 8 when we won 32-13. The Browns defense was the #1 defense in the league in Foxborough when Drake May lit them up. Because he put 32 points, and more importantly, we had a bunch of yards, the Browns dropped from being #1, and the Texans became
Well, that's
the
not
#1
the only reason.
Well, I mean, one of the reasons.
Okay, but the Browns also, I think, shortly thereafter, I think Cam Ward scored 34 on them.
I'm just saying,
they began falling
yes,
off.
This was the
beginning.
tipping point.
Okay, sure, that's one way to look at
D'Amico
it.
Ryan says, hey, everybody, good news.
Yeah.
Because the Patriots destroyed the Browns, we are now the #1 defense. So does it just happen once? Well, let's look at when we played top 10 defenses and how we've done. 4-1.
I do like this.
Totally. We can move the ball. Completion percentage 67, 4th best ever. Touchdown and turnovers 9-4. Top 10 defenses, and this includes the Chargers game last week. So
you're guaranteeing.
I'm willing to guarantee
Mr.
it.
Defense wins championships.
Well, guess who else has a good defense?
Not the Texans level.
But
it's not.
Not the
But it's a
Texans
very
level,
good
but
defense.
CJ's not playing at Drake's level either.
100% agree. It's
So
one of the
look-
reasons I might be picking the Patriots -3. I'm surprised it felt to me, Brew, and then you please go, that mid-December, you felt the team that scared you the most was Houston. I think
After that Josh Allen game.
Okay, yeah, whenever it was.
Terrifying.
Like there was a period of time where you liked the Patriots against Denver, the Patriots against the Chargers, the Patriots against Buffalo, and the team you didn't want to face was Houston, and now you're getting them, and it even felt like 2 days ago you were a little
Yesterday,
nervous.
you sounded like you were
I started to feel, can I give you
hesitant.
one more stat that I felt good about? I don't really feel great about it, to be honest with you, because it involves an injury and a friend of the show, Nico Collins. But
that matters.
Nico Collins is not going to play. He's going to be out with a concussion. Christian Gonzalez is going to play. God bless you. Christian Gonzalez is going to play. He's going to blanket Christian Kirk. So I think Christian Kirk is going to be basically taken out of the game.
I think that
Gonzalez has been out of his mind. When CJ does not played without his #1 wideout, with Nico Collins, his passer rating's down to 86, 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
86 is about what it is. I think for the year it's like 89.
No, it feels like he's like
it was. I think it was around
underwhelmed
87.
this year, but I think we
86.
all sort of believe in CJ, but just hasn't really.
I'm going with the Texans.
But why?
Wow.
Because I think their defense, I get all these nice stats and stuff, but this is the playoffs, and it's different. And we saw that last week.
Wow.
You thought Drake couldn't come out and struggle. What did Drake do?
He struggled.
Come out and struggle. Now, he played well. I liked him better.
He was
I liked
really
him more
bad in
than
the
you
first
did.
half.
I thought he played better than you thought he played. But he showed that, it's not the regular season. It's not the same thing. And look, this Texans team, This is their third straight year in the divisional round.
Correct.
You said it. C.J. Stroud, for as young as he is in his 6th playoff game already.
Yeah.
And this is the round they keep getting beat in. And last year, I thought they played Kansas City tough. They lost that game. It wasn't really in the balance at any point, but it was a closer game than I expected.
Yeah.
Baltimore had blown them out the year before, Houston, in this round. But C.J. didn't have, as pedestrian as C.J. was this year, he was worse last year. And he played a little bit better in the playoffs. Like, he's never been horrible. I mean, last week, all the drops and stuff. What I liked about him last week, I'm predicting he's going to play better than he did last week. Even with all the bobbles and fumbles and the one pick, he still made some big throws. Here's one you mentioned. Christian
I
Kirk.
thought he made 2 awesome plays.
Yeah, we don't have the video, but Kirk, the 46-yarder to Kirk down the right sideline.
That's right.
And I just thought, as bad a day as CJ was having in a tough game against a legendary quarterback on the other side, he showed mental toughness to still make those throws, still threw for 250 yards. And I think he's going to play much better than he did a week ago. And I just think that defense is going to give you – I'm not guaranteeing the Texans win, but I think that defense is going to give you guys some more problems. So I'm going with the Texans.
So here's the question I have. Because listen, I'm picking the Pats. The whether or not I'm doing the -3 or not, save for Nick's picks, but the Pats are my pick. The only way I think I will regret that pick, KW, is if during the game I start to think of these defenses I'm about to show you. Because this century, there have been 4 instances of a defense just being like, yeah, we're just going to ransack the league en route to a championship. And it's the 2000 Ravens, the 02 Bucks, the 2013 Seahawks, and the 2015 Broncos. Those are, in my opinion, and I think inarguably, the 4 best Super Bowl winning defenses. And KW, let me show you. What do you before I even show it, you seem skeptical, so go ahead.
No, it's Josh McDaniels has. I want to get it right. How many defenses Josh McDaniels has beaten on that list? But keep going.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can tell you none of them. None of those 4 specific teams. But here is what
I'm counting regular season as well.
Here is what those. And I still believe it's none of those teams. But here is what those 4 teams did in the playoffs. The 2000 Ravens allowed 16 points total, 1 touchdown scored to themselves, and in 4 games had 12 takeaways. The 2002 Bucks forced 13 takeaways, had 4 pick sixes, and allowed 10 points per game. The 2013 Seahawks allowed 13 points, had 8 takeaways, beat peak Drew Brees, peak Colin Kaepernick, and peak Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, 55 touchdowns. Right, and made
Denver.
And 2015 Denver, 7 takeaways, allowed less than 15 points per game, beat Big Ben, Tom Brady, and Cam in his MVP year. These Texans have started the playoffs. They have allowed 6 points. They have 2 pick sixes. And it has been.
6 and a.
I'm sorry, 2 defensive touchdowns, correct. It's been a decade since we've had one of these. We get about one a decade. The 85 Bears did it. We get about one a decade. I'm not predicting it. But if it happens, I think we are going to be looking at this Texans team on Monday's show as holy moly. Are they about to go on that type of run where nobody's getting to 14 on them, where the defense might outscore the offense on them? And I mean, the
Josh McDaniels stat, I really like that. Brady, it is something, I think, that Josh McDaniels could be watching this segment and say, oh, I have played 2 of those defenses, Legion of Boom, the next year in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Okay, got that one, but you can say, that's
Right.
famous Marshawn Lynch game. And then lost to Denver 2018, Brady had 336 yards. So, John, like, okay, have I gotten better? Have I learned anything from playing that defense that I can sort of use? Drake May's not Tom Brady.
Drake May's not peak Tom Brady.
But I think Josh McDaniels has gotten better in 10 years of being an offensive coordinator. Like, I have seen this before. I'm not a brand new offensive coordinator. I've played two of those all-time great defenses. I've got a trick up my sleeve or two.
Okay. I mean, I think that however much better Josh McDaniels has gotten is a smaller improvement in the gap between 2010's Tom Brady in his, 13th or 11th AFC Championship game versus Drake May.
Couldn't run, though. Guess who's back? Not yet, but guess who wants to be back by week 1? Patrick Mahomes. He's very optimistic.
He's going to be dancing at Travis's wedding.
Oh,
he's going to be playing in week 1. I believe we will see Patrick Mahomes dancing at Travis Kelce's wedding, and I believe Patrick Mahomes will be ready for week 1. Now, I also believe the Chiefs should operate as if he won't be, meaning have a plan in place for in September, we're going to have to be able to win with replacement level quarterbacking, which I think even if Patrick is out there, whatever plan, offensive game plan, run focus was, do that anyway, and anything great Patrick gives you is a bonus to ease him back into it. But again, you guys know the last few years, I've said on the show many times, my kind of change in life philosophy, the Cormac McCarthy quote, never underestimate the awful luck your bad luck saved you from. Like, try to find the silver lining even in awful things. And if there is any silver lining to Patrick suffering that injury, I do think it may be forced a closer autopsy of what actually was going on infrastructure-wise with the Chiefs' scheme, with the offense, with some things that needed to be improved. And I trust the organization that they will do that while Patrick's rehabbing. That's my take.
I mean, I agree with you. That's a great optimistic way to look at it. To me, they would have had to be doing that anyway. What were they, 6-8 when he got hurt?
They
lost that game.
They
so
were. They were 6-6 after 6-7 when he got hurt. Yeah, and it was en route to 6-8.
They lost the game, so 6-8. But yeah, I just think they would have been looking at that anyway. And they should. It'd be great if he's back for week 1. I think he should obviously not come back before he's 100%. But if he gets back for week 1, that's good for the Chiefs because it's probably going to take him a few weeks, if not several weeks, to kind of get back to his old self. And speaking of that, I want him back to his old self. I want him back healthy, but I want him back to the Patrick Mahomes that made us think he's the best we've ever seen. And the last 3 years, he's going to have a new offensive coordinator possibly too. Matt Nagy gets a job. These are the last 3 seasons, though. And, Nick, I've said it before, and I doubt this will happen, but I would at least look – to me, he should be on their list, Eric Bieniemy. For offensive coordinator.
I think he is on the list.
Yeah, because he's the running back coach right now in Chicago. He's helped that run game. And Mahomes' last MVP year without Tyreek was with Bieniemy. Bieniemy left, and that's where those last 3 seasons' stats individually have plummeted. Now, they did win a Super Bowl and got to another one without Bieniemy. But for Patrick individually, it seems like Bieniemy was great for him, and I would love to see that reunion.
We're 24 hours away from the start of the divisional round, a time where legacies are launched, lifted, or lowered. To find out who has the most to gain, well, it's time for a segment called Nick's Most to Gain.
All right, I don't love the picture of me, but
I said that, Dustin.
Dusty, he wants the highlights. I keep telling you.
I'm not saying
Once you add the highlights, everything else is like.
I'm saying I don't like that it has a picture of me. I think it should, whatever, doesn't matter. Work in progress.
Highlights.
Greg, this is my favorite weekend of the NFL year. Divisional round weekend. 4 games, 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday. Usually you have at least 6 of the best 8 teams. This year we might just stone have the best 8 teams. Sorry, Jags. Certainly 8 of the 9. Number 8 most to gain. Kyle Shanahan. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Marv Levy
For winning
never
this
won.
game?
No, Marv Levy never won a Super Bowl. Bud Grant never won a Super Bowl. Don Coryell never won a Super Bowl. If we are talking about the best coaches of his era, if he continues on this track with this team, it's as good of a single season coaching job as I've seen. I understand he doesn't, he hasn't coached long enough to actually be a Hall of Famer, but I think he is a Hall of Fame caliber coach.
Wow.
This would be
We're out of the gate firing.
shocking victory, as undermanned as they are against Seattle. Kyle Shanahan. Number 7, guy we just talked about, Patrick Mahomes. He can't lose in this Bills-Broncos game. Broncos lose, it's like, oh, Chiefs out of the playoffs, AFC West, with a grand total of 0 playoff wins. Hope you guys enjoyed this one Chiefs gap year. You guys did nothing with it. Broncos win. Oh, Josh, sorry. That sucks. I was rooting for you, man. Really was. I was really, really hoping this would be the year you break through. Number 6, D'Amico. He gets the credit. They win this because they don't have a singular defensive player. Like those 4 defenses I talked about before. 2000 Ravens, Ray Lewis. 02 Bucks, multiple Hall of Famers that we think about in Lynch and Brooks and Rondé and Sapp. 13 Seahawks, Legion of Boom. 15 Broncos, Von Miller in that master class. It wasn't DeMarcus Ware's on that team too. This team has a bunch of great players. Danielle Hunter, underrated, made 110 sacks. Will Anderson. But I feel like he's the face of it. When you think of this Texans defense, what I think of is D'Amico flexing on the sideline after they force another 3 and out. And 3 years, everything you were saying about CJ, 3 years in the divisional round, that many playoff appearances, all applies to D'Amico, but nobody thinks D'Amico's going in the wrong direction like we worry CJ is. Number 5, Josh Allen. Gets one step closer. Again, he was number 8 last week because it is a compliment to not have him that high because he's won this round twice before. But what he knows, unlike the 2 other times he has won divisional round games before, he doesn't have Patrick waiting for him in the AFC Championship game if he wins this round. Number 4, Sam Darnold, KW. You're like 14 wins and 4,000 yards. How do you feel about 15 wins and 4,000 yards?
My attention.
And does dispel the idea of every big game you just can't rely on.
Do you think if he plays great in this game, I almost think he needs to win the Super Bowl?
No, well,
before
no,
stage
I think he would have to win the Super Bowl for it to be removed entirely. But just playing great in this game would make it to where you don't expect him to play poorly in every big game because it's like, no, look at this game. And now the kids. Number 3, second-year quarterback Bo Nix. I guess. I don't have a lot to say about it. It's fair is fair. I got to put him on there, but whatever. Number 2, Drake May. Rarefied air. This would be top 2 MVP in year 2, along with a couple playoff wins, conference championship game appearance at the very least. There wouldn't be a lot of debates to me about is he in that, at the very least, top 5 quarterback discussion, if not firmly in there. And then number 1, Caleb Williams. I understand that the way Caleb has won these games for some has been, controversial is the wrong word, but unsustainable is, I think, fair. But for most, it's like, well, that's the hardest thing to do in the NFL. Be at your best when everyone knows you have to pass in the waning moments of these games. If you can do that, then of course the other stuff you will continue to improve on. Number 1 pick, pedigree in the conference championship game in year 2, when the guy who went number 2 got to the conference championship game in year 1, kind of puts some of that Jaden Caleb stuff to bed, at least for now, and really starts the Caleb-Drake May conversation. He has the most to gain. That is the most to gain for the divisional round list. Greg Jennings.
Look, interesting list. Obviously, the top 3 are what they are. I really love the Kyle Shanahan being on this list.
Thank you.
That's a great list. Look, I tried to think of a guy that I knew you wouldn't even consider to put on that list. And I got one.
Oh, okay.
We talked to his teammate. Well, you guys talked to his teammate. I wasn't invited to the conversation. Deion Dawkins. Early this season. Keon Coleman. Oh, man, he's going to be a guy.
Keon
Look out for
Coleman.
Keon Coleman.
Oh.
Great take.
Keon Coleman is going to be fantastic this year. Deion Dawkins.
I went to
superstar. I thought
a
he
baseball
was gonna
card
be a
show, and we got a Keon Coleman rookie card. Yeah, like
You bought all the way into it.
Unbelievable.
And he had us all believing in year 2, can he make that leap? We've seen a lot of young receivers do that. Now we saw a
that.
season where he was a healthy scratch on 4 different occasions for this Bills team. You're going into a divisional round where you are obliterated at the receiver position. Keon Coleman, you have to dress. You dressed last week. You dressing this week. You must show up. Gabe Davis went down last week. Now it's like, okay, who do we have? Where can we find something? Well, they got to throw the ball. Brandon Cooks they brought on, and he's been good when he's been involved. Where are you? Are you going to show up? The reason why I say he has the most to gain, because I truly believe his career is on the line. This is not a first-round pick.
Cow.
This is not a guy where you're going to be looking at him and saying, you know what, we can do something with that. He's been a healthy scratch. That means we're not dressing you to be number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Just go stand over
Yeah, but
there.
in his defense, when they made him a healthy scratch, it really devastated him. We did see how he, you know what I mean? He was just a, he was just a
He
wreck.
had to do something. I'm not going to knock him for dancing. He was feeling the vibes.
Yeah.
If you're going to be on the sideline, at least don't be pouting and all the things Brew would think otherwise. But Keon Coleman, he has the most to gain because I truly believe he can turn his career around with a performance, knowing in this moment he's going to be heavily relied upon. If they are able to throw the ball, you think he's going to be the guy that they try to get a mismatch or matchup situation with. Yeah. He can make plays in this moment. Josh needs somebody.
Flip side is he might have seen that receiver depth chart this week and been like, I really don't have to go to meetings now. Like they gotta play me. Go ahead,
One
bro.
catch, one target, 36 yards.
It was a big play. He made
It was a big
play
play.
down the sideline.
I'm not adding anybody. I'm switching 2 guys. And I'm going to switch, Wild, you'll like this, Drake and Caleb. If they both win, I'm going to say Drake gains more than Caleb. Now, Caleb is more spectacular, more charismatic. Like, Caleb would have more commercials and, than Drake. I think he's more marketable and everything with his personality. But Drake has clearly been the better quarterback this season and might win an MVP. It sounds like he's going to be the runner-up, but might win the MVP. If they both get to the AFC or the conference championship, I would think the guy that had the regular season that was better, that might win the MVP, at the very least finish second, would gain more than Caleb, especially even if Caleb is great all 4 quarters. I'm not saying he doesn't gain a lot, but I just think if Drake wins this game, it is a serious chance you just put him in the top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? If Caleb wins it, I'm still not ready to put him in the top 5. Particularly if he keeps winning in the fashion that he has with not playing that well early on and then coming on late. It would be great and dynamic and awesome, but I want some steady play as well.
So I should have probably included this in why I had Caleb number 1. I don't think there is a way for the Bears to win this game without him playing the best game of his career. I think they are going to have to score in the at least 30s, if not more. I think he's going to have to be excellent, and I think the general public would look at beating Matt Stafford and the Rams with as a more impressive accomplishment.
But beating that Houston defense.
Well, so and the flip side is, I do think there's a scenario where Drake has a mediocre statistical game and the Patriots win anyway.
We could win 10-7.
Right. That's and so that I just don't think there are ways where the Pats win where it's not about Drake May. I don't think there's a way for the Bears to win where it's not about Caleb. I would agree with you if they both win and they are both excellent, what Drake's done is more impressive. Being excellent against that Texans defense is more impressive than against
All right,
the
flip
Rams.
side, you can't have any rainbows without some rain. The most to lose list.
The highlights
ready
are in
for
there,
it.
bro.
The highlights look great.
Number 5, a little two-parter. Just talked about him. Drake and KW.
Ooh.
So there is a scenario where on Monday, there are 3 quarterbacks from Drake May's draft class that have played in conference championship games or are about to. And he's not one of them. Jaden's already done it. Bo Nix could do it. Caleb could do it. KW fell into the old Danny Parkins pitfall of guaranteeing a win. And that we've been, all of us, Greg will fly back in from Minnesota with us to destroy that stupid door of destiny if this Patriots
Greg
team
doesn't hate the door
finally
of destiny.
loses.
I don't hate the door.
Greg,
Really?
The door of destiny is
Really?
growing on Greg.
Giannis, even get a super cut of Greg's facial expression every time he's been cut off trying to give a point when those Trumpeteers come out. That's true. It has made him
that's the way the segment
actually
goes.
angry.
You set
Number
me up every
4,
time.
Ben Johnson. I think it is smart that he has put the attention on himself. Nobody's talking about any of his players. They're talking about him, scrutiny on him for using the F word and for the quick handshake. But it is added pressure. And the one thing, KW, that we didn't talk about yesterday
I know.
was the brother?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Mike LaFleur.
So KW made the point, like, hey, the head coach of the Rams is super tight with the head coach of the Packers, Matt LaFleur. But the guy who's even tighter than McVay with LaFleur is his brother, who's the offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams. Here is where I worry for Ben Johnson. If the Rams are in control, I could see them really trying to run up the score.
Yes.
Like in a way you normally wouldn't do in a playoff game. Like
Silly stuff.
Exactly right.
Almost like what Ben Johnson did against the Cowboys.
Correct.
Like, I'm going to do some silly
Yeah,
stuff.
back when you loved Ben Johnson.
I like
you loved
that. I used to
Number
love
3, Sean Payton. All right, so he would fall to 1-4 in the playoffs since the NFC Championship game with the famous non-called DPI against the 2018 Rams. This would be the 4th straight time he has had a 13 or 14 win team and not reached a Super Bowl. This is a guy who has written a ton of checks. Right now, they haven't bounced, but they haven't cashed yet either. The regular season and the number 1 seed, the only way to undercut that is to lose your very first playoff game against the team that beat you in the playoffs last year. Sean Payton. Number 2, I'm as surprised as anybody.
Wow.
So this weekend, it's not just Drake May now. Drake May, also a number 3 pick out of the University of North Carolina, who in year 2 for him, could potentially be in a conference championship game, while 23-year-old Michael Jordan in year 2, his team won 30 games, they got swept. But also,
He was hurt.
Also, is there a possibility that kids in Chicago, like, you know who my sports idol is? Caleb Williams. I know Granddad tells me about this guy named Michael Jordan. I watched him do the same interview 7 different weeks in a row on NBC. I don't think he's that interesting.
Unfortunately, no longer.
Here's the
I
thing.
I know.
Those kids that might say Caleb's their favorite.
Yeah.
What kind of shoes they
Well,
wear?
listen, I don't disagree with you that they might feel like Michael Jordan
Jordans.
is the all-time best. He's better than the A6 guys at marketing. I'm just telling you, most lose. Number 1, and I'm sorry, bro, Sam Darnold. I don't think it's going to happen. But if Darnold lays an egg, he is on, I don't even know what list he goes to, of just guys who, it's not that you don't trust them, it's that what's the thing I say sometimes? An unacceptable opinion. To say I believe this guy's going to come through. He has the most to lose this weekend, and it doesn't help that his oblique is hurt. I didn't like that. I didn't like that Drew Lock was getting practice reps. I didn't like that one bit. That's the most to lose from the divisional round.
That's a good, like, Darnold, and I don't know that they could move on, but you got to believe if he played badly in that building, they're like, we need a better quarterback.
Yeah.
We got everything else. Well, I don't know that
in
you
those
could
moments,
move
because you know
on,
you
but-
can win in the regular season. I think the Vikings are a testament to that as well. But in the moments where you need your quarterback to be at his best, he hasn't.
He just can't melt down.
He can't.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Can't
what,
melt
Well,
down.
he needs to. He can't play badly.
correct.
He can be okay. They can win with him being okay.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.